From football dreams to global superstardom, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has built an image of strength, charm, and loyalty. While his public persona is grounded in discipline and family values, his love life has remained intriguingly private. But behind the spotlight lies a series of relationships worth revisiting. Now let's dive into the full romantic history and meet the women who were part of this unforgettable journey. They met not in Hollywood, but in the quiet corridors of the University of Miami. He was a football player with fading NFL dreams. She was a finance major with steel in her eyes. From the very beginning, Dwayne Johnson and Dany Garcia were not just partners in romance. They were partners in ambition. Their connection was pragmatic and passionate, built less on flash and more on vision. Together, they charted a path forward, long before fame ever knocked. As Dwayne transitioned into professional wrestling and then Hollywood, Dany was never far behind. Not just as his wife, but later as his manager. She brokered deals, managed schedules, and in many ways helped engineer the brand of The Rock. While paparazzi rarely intruded, their relationship predated the tabloid era, the industry quietly admired them. Rare was a couple that could balance love and business with such finesse. But behind the scenes, the toll grew. In interviews years later, Johnson would reflect on the intensity of their shared ambition and how it left little room for softness. They announced their split in 2007, finalized in 2008, a decision neither framed with blame. "We've been fortunate to spend 17 years together," they said in a joint statement. "We'll continue to work together and raise our daughter as loving parents." Their breakup wasn't a tabloid fire, but a quiet dusk. No scandal, no betrayal, just two people who had grown alongside and slightly apart. Even now, they remain business partners, co-founders, and above all, close. There's a bitter sweetness in that, a bond that didn't break, only shifted. And perhaps, in the quiet machinery of their empire, some corner of the past still lingers between meetings, untouched. In 2009, whispers emerged of a quiet spark between Dwayne Johnson and Russian supermodel Irina Shayk. They had reportedly crossed paths at a charity gala in Los Angeles. Two rising icons from vastly different worlds. The chemistry, insiders said, was effortless, though fleeting. No public confirmations followed, only a single blurred photo and tabloid murmurs. Neither addressed the rumor, and the moment dissolved as quickly as it surfaced. Yet even in its brevity, the idea lingered. A soft, almost cinematic suggestion of what could have been, left to float in the haze between red carpets and untold private moments. Dwayne Johnson and Carla Gugino first shared the screen in Faster, 2010, where their performances carried a simmering intensity. Off-screen, that same energy sparked quiet speculation. They appeared together at multiple premieres and press events, their comfort unmistakable. Subtle glances, inside jokes, a rhythm that suggested familiarity beyond the script. The media noticed, but both actors remained silent, neither confirming nor denying the rumors. One insider hinted that their bond was brief but real, born from long filming hours and mutual admiration. When promotion ended, so did the appearances. No scandal, no statement. Just a rumored closeness that faded without noise. A quiet echo from a moment when performance and personal connection briefly, and perhaps meaningfully, overlapped. They met in the soft margins of a busy life. It was 2006, during filming for The Game Plan, when Dwayne Johnson first encountered Lauren Hashian, a singer-songwriter with quiet presence and gentle confidence. At the time, Johnson was still married, navigating the slow dissolution of a long-standing partnership. But when his marriage to Dany Garcia ended in 2007, his connection with Lauren deepened, not with noise or scandal, but with discretion and care. Their relationship unfolded away from the flashbulbs, rarely on red carpets, and almost never in gossip columns. Lauren wasn't seeking fame. Her world was music, family, and a sense of balance that contrasted with Dwayne's relentless pace. Together, they built something private and resilient. Over the years, she was present, but not performative, a steady figure beside Johnson during his rise from action hero to one of Hollywood's most bankable stars. In interviews, Dwayne often referred to her as his anchor, crediting her with creating a home that made his public life sustainable. "She's the calm in the storm," he once said, not in a dramatic flourish, but as a simple truth. They welcomed 2 daughters, Jasmine and Tiana, and moved through life like a quiet current, grounded, steady, enduring. Still, whispers followed them. The timing of their relationship, the decision not to marry right away. But they never rushed, never explained more than necessary. Then, in August 2019, after 12 years together, they married in an intimate ceremony in Hawaii. No magazine spread, no Hollywood spectacle, just sunlight, ocean, close friends, and the quiet culmination of a long love story. Their bond remains understated, rarely exposed, yet always evident. In photos, she often watches him with a kind of calm admiration, and he returns it, not with grand gestures, but with presence. There's something rare about a love story that begins in transition, survives in silence, and blooms over time without spectacle. With Lauren, Dwayne didn't just find a partner, he found stillness, a rhythm outside the noise. In a world built on image and movement, their story remains rooted in the unseen. A steady, enduring reminder that not all love is loud. They met through a series of charity galas and studio events, 2 megastars orbiting the same elegant spaces. In 2015, whispers began after Johnson and Nicole Kidman were seen sharing quiet, extended conversations at back-to-back functions. The dynamic was graceful, almost theatrical. Subtle eye contact, mutual admiration, a shared ease that didn't need words. The tabloids speculated, but neither spoke. No romance followed, no scandal arose. Just a brief flicker. 2 actors, both careful with their public image, brushing close in the margins of their careers. And then, as quietly as it began, the moment faded into stillness. In 2016, during the press circuit for Central Intelligence, Dwayne Johnson and Olivia Munn shared a string of joint appearances that sparked quiet speculation. Their chemistry was undeniable. Playful banter, easy laughter, and a sense of familiarity that felt unforced. Rumors of late dinners and off-camera closeness surfaced, though neither acknowledged them publicly. The story never escalated. No photos, no confirmations, just a pause in the noise. Enough to stir curiosity, never enough to satisfy it. Whatever passed between them, if anything did, remained somewhere off-screen. A brief flicker of connection, tucked between camera flashes and 2 well-managed public lives. Their chemistry in Baywatch was electric, playful, sharp, and laced with just enough tension to feel real. Off-screen, Dwayne Johnson and Alexandra Daddario fed that spark with interviews full of inside jokes and warm familiarity. At press events, their body language told stories the scripts didn't. Easy smiles, quick glances, and a comfort that felt rehearsed. Or maybe not. Rumors of a romance swirled quickly. They were seen dining together, and tabloids speculated about time spent away from cameras. Daddario addressed it gently, saying, "He's just a wonderful friend." But the internet wasn't convinced. No scandal ever surfaced. If there was a connection, it stayed private, perhaps too brief or too sacred to name. By 2018, the buzz faded. What remained was the memory of a pairing that made sense, if only for a moment, and left behind a trace of something unspoken beneath all the staged smiles. In early 2019, Camila Morrone was seen attending several high-profile events where Dwayne Johnson was also present. Though they were never photographed together directly, overlapped. Paying appearances and a few cryptic social media posts sparked quiet speculation. Morrone, recently separated from a high-profile relationship, kept her distance from the press, while Johnson, ever composed, gave no response to the rumors. There were no interviews, no confirmations, just a few threads the tabloids tried to tie. In the end, it passed as many Hollywood whispers do, with no fire, just a flicker of curiosity, quickly absorbed back into the silence. Over the years, Dwayne Johnson's charm and visibility have naturally drawn speculation, fleeting rumors that surfaced quietly, rarely confirmed, and often left to fade without comment. Among them was fitness model Paige Hathaway, who was linked to Johnson after fans noticed overlapping vacation photos in 2016. The timing sparked mild curiosity, but neither acknowledged the chatter, and the story slipped away without weight. Then came Rachel Taylor, his co-star in San Andreas. Their on-screen tension led to questions off-screen, especially after a few behind-the-scenes interviews showed a comfortable rapport. Industry insiders noted their closeness during filming, but any suggestion of romance remained purely speculative. In 2017, actress Dany Garcia appeared at several of the same philanthropic events as Johnson. Their shared support for military and children's charities led to a few public interactions that tabloids attempted to frame as something more. Again, no confirmations, just the quiet hum of interest. Later, Isa Gonzalez, the rising Mexican actress, was briefly linked to Johnson after fans noted their friendly exchanges during red carpet events and press tours. The story gained modest traction but fizzled quickly. These rumored connections never disrupted Johnson's image. They were quiet, peripheral moments in a carefully managed life. Perhaps they were simply passing interactions, or perhaps something more private lived behind them. Either way, they reflect the way stardom operates. The world watching, always guessing, while the truth stays somewhere just out of reach, known only to those who lived it. In 2021, a bizarre tabloid rumor surfaced claiming Dwayne Johnson and Taylor Swift had quietly connected over creative collaborations. The story gained brief viral traction, fueled by fan theories and speculative headlines. Johnson responded with humor, joking about recording a duet, a nod that dismissed the rumor without disdain. It was never serious, never confirmed, and never repeated. Just a curious footnote in the long, unpredictable dance of celebrity mythology. From college sweethearts to red carpet whispers, Dwayne Johnson's romantic journey has been shaped by growth, grace, and loyalty. In a world addicted to tabloid chaos, his dating history offers a surprisingly grounded narrative, one that mirrors his values both on-screen and off. While fans may always speculate about what went on behind the scenes, the relationships that truly mattered are the ones that built him, emotionally and professionally, whether through enduring friendships, business partnerships, or quiet love. Johnson's path proves that real strength lies in connection,